My peoples, what's going on? It's your boy Mike, man. I'm coming at you with today's video. I'm trying to make sure I stay on the kick of doing one video a day for you guys, man. So I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're getting something out of it. Continue hitting the like button. Continue sharing the videos, sharing the love. Real quick before we get started, I do still have a couple of copies of the book, Best Friends by my wife and I. You can get it on Amazon.com. Just type the title of the book in, and I'll make sure I put a link in the description so that you can kind of take you straight to the site so you can purchase the book if you want a copy of the book. All right. So let's just get it started. I wanted to holler at the married people today, man. Specifically the newly married folk like me and my wife. One thing that I really noticed about newly married couples is sometimes the perception that we have before we get married is not really correct in the way that we view how marriage is going to work after the wedding, after the honeymoon, after all of the shenanigans are over with, after all of the partying is over with. Our perception of what's supposed to happen is kind of false, right? We forget that when you become married, you become one flesh. Okay, Genesis explains this in the Bible specifically. It specifically states that for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and cling to his wife, becoming one flesh. Okay, that's just not one spiritually, that's one in everything. So your money becomes one, your time becomes one, everything that you do it together collectively for a collective good of progressing your now family, not just yourself. And sometimes I see married couples, young married couples like myself and my wife, have to struggle with changing their perspective from that I want to do this, I want to do that, to we, right? So if for example, if your husband is making moves with the money and he's not communicating what he's doing with you, there's no communication, you're not one flesh. If the wife is making moves and she's not communicating with her husband exactly what's going on, you're not one flesh. Being one flesh is not just one spiritually. It's more to it than just believing, that God is the ultimate creator. He is the end all be all. That's the most important, and that is a vital part of it. But there's also a flip side to it where you have to remember that it's more to it than just Jesus Christ. We have to live this life too, and we have to all be on the same page. It's kind of hard, right, to be married with children and we haven't discussed how we're going to parent these kids. We haven't discussed anything in regards to what punishment is going to look like. We haven't talked about, what we're going to do in the event that they go to school and they show out. Who's going? You know what I'm saying? So we have to have those conversations, and we have to have those conversations so that we can become one flesh. It's not so much about, oh, you clocking me. Why you need to know where I'm going? Why you need to know I'm doing? It's not about clocking. It ain't about, keeping tabs and all of that other stuff. If you have to keep tabs on your spouse because you don't trust them, that's a whole nother conversation. We'll do a whole nother video about that later. What we're talking about right now, though, is you becoming one flesh. You can't be one flesh if your husband don't know what you're doing and you don't know what your husband doing. Y'all just out here doing your own thing. That's not marriage. That's not marriage. That's dating. That's what you do when you date. When you date, you get to, kind of do your own thing. If you want to buy a house, you don't have to necessarily ask your boyfriend or girlfriend, can I go buy a house? You can just go do it. But when you get married, there's a conversation that has to be had before we take this step. You see what I'm saying? So becoming one flesh is the most vital piece to you being married, okay? And I really want y'all to get it, because if you get it, it's really going to help you better appreciate your spouse and what they bring to your marriage. Okay, so on today, I challenge all new married couples, even if you're an old married couple, you've been married, 10 plus years, it doesn't matter. Work on becoming one flesh. Okay, so if there's some conversations that you guys need to have about some business moves that you want to make, if there's some conversations that need to be had about some money, if there's conversations that need to be had about how we're raising kids, whatever the case may be, have those conversations with the goal of becoming one flesh, truly becoming one flesh. All right? I hope that you guys are having good marriages. I hope everything is working out in your favor. I pray God's blessings over you. All right? Peace and love.
Royalty, power to the chosen people. Bible in my hand.